everybody. It's Ruth Werner here to invite you to another conversation about the upcoming Alliance for Massage Therapy Education 2017 Educational Congress. That's coming up this summer, July of 2017 in beautiful downtown Tucson, Arizona. The pre-conference is on July 26th, the general session from the 27th through the 29th, and then a post-convention meeting on July 30th. It is my very great pleasure to open up this conversation with one of our wonderful presenters, Dawn Hogue. And looking at Dawn's information, we see that she is a 1996 graduate of the Cayce. Is it Cayce Reilly or Cayce Reilly, Dawn?
Cayce.
Okay, that's what I thought. Thank you. Of the Cayce Reilly School of Massage. She's been in the healing arts profession for 20 years. She serves as the school director for the Cayce Reilly School, where she oversees all day-to-day operations, activities, and staff supervision. She's been an instructor for 15 years, educating massage therapy students and practitioners about ethical practice management, the unique dynamics of the therapeutic relationship, and the principles of mindfulness and embodiment as they relate to personal self-care and continued professional development. So that's a thumbnail sketch of some of Dawn's background. Dawn, what would you like to add to that for our listeners to know about you?
Well, especially as it relates to this topic that I'm presenting, I'd like to just also share that I'm a graduate of Naropa University. I got a master's in Somatic Psychology from Naropa in 2005 after I'd been a massage therapist for a number of years. And that's, I've always been passionate about meditation and contemplative practice, but, really that's where I think I deepened, my practice myself and just really kind of viewing my day-to-day activities and work as a contemplative practice. So I think that's another important piece to add.
Well, that's lovely. So let's use that as an entry. Do you want to give us the title of your presentation for the Alliance meeting in July?
Yes, I'm presenting on Saturday, and it is Compliance as a Contemplative Practice.
I love it. I remember proposal going, oh, that sounds really good.
Right. Yeah, compliance, it often gets a bad rap, I think, and certainly a lot of misconceptions and fear around it. And so I really wanted to have this opportunity, and I'm so grateful that I was selected. I'm honored to have been selected to be able to present it in this way and hopefully, kind of help people reframe how they see compliance and those compliance-related activities that we have to do at schools.
So let's define compliance in this context then.
Yes. So in this context, it could really relate to as a school being, having to abide by your state approval board requirements. If you're an accredited school, then obviously there are certain standards of accreditation and compliance that you have to adhere to and abide by. At my school, I also have to comply with the Veterans Administration and being able to offer our benefits to, to military veterans, the student education and visitor exchange, for foreign students. So there's various levels of compliance. I'm going to be focusing mostly around school approvals, that state level and accrediting level.
Okay, very good. And so when we talk about compliance as contemplative practice, can you, I remember at one time, a long time ago, when I was working at a school in Seattle, and we were having our site visit from COMTA, and there was some sort of saying that really bored itself into my head about there being as much spirituality in the staff meeting as there is in the sharing circle, right? And so is that, is that sort of does that resonate with what you're describing when you talk about compliance as contemplative practice?
Absolutely, that does. Really, I think even more what I'm focusing in and honing in on is that aspect of self-reflection. And that the art of compliance starts with that ability to reflect on what do we do in our program? What do we do? What is our mission? And how do we do it? And not so much trying to make it fit into a box for an agency or a state, but just starting from that standpoint of reflecting on what do we do and letting that self-reflection which is truly at the heart of contemplative practice and contemplating our actions and our behaviors, letting that self reflection then inform self improvement, self enhancement. And through that process of self improvement and self enhancement, easily meeting standards, easily meeting requirements, easily complying with what you have to do to stay in operation as a school. So it's that self-reflection component that I really want to highlight and really spend a lot of time with that Saturday morning.
So it sounds like really becoming the change from inside out rather than having it imposed from outside in.
Yes, exactly. And through that process, seeing that it's really quite easier, I think, than people think to comply.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Well, because when it's being true to yourself, then it comes naturally.
That's right. And then you can be honest about what you're doing, and you don't feel like you have to, oh, I need to answer this in this certain way, or I need to do it in this certain way. You can just be true and genuine to who you are and, translate that into who the school is. Yeah.
Well, that sounds like a great topic for a really rich conversation. So I'm looking forward to seeing you at the meeting in July. And thank you so much for taking time out of your day to be with us today.
Thank you so much. It was my pleasure, Ruth, and I can't wait to see you in July as well.
Likewise. All right. Take care.
Thank you. You too. Bye.